Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. I want to tell you, I hope you had a nice holiday, didn't eat too much turkey. But anyway, we got a special show here. We got a young man from Philly, Bob Ross. He is the president of the NAACP of Prince George's County. Along with him is Zane and Carmen, the youth. And I mean, these are young people that are really doing a great job. Welcome, Bob, to the Ed Brown Show.
Thank you.
And I have to ask you again, about your background. Let's talk about your background first. Then we'll talk about Philly and the cheesesteaks and that type of thing.
Well, I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I went to Old Brook High School, the home of Wilt Chamberlain. And then after that, I went into the Army, and then I came out the Army and went and attended Penn State University, and got involved in the movement. Actually, I got involved in the movement in 1963 when my mother took me to the March on Washington. And then, while at Penn State, there was only 500 students, less than 500 black students, in a campus of 50,000. So we got very active in that. And then how I got to Prince George's County was I came down here for a 2-week assignment.
And you loved it?
No. I lived my first 5 years in the hotel in College Park, and before they relocated me permanently here. Then wherever I traveled, I always got involved in the community. So I immediately got involved in the community, involved with NAACP. The real big thing we did when I first got involved, we took 2 busloads of youth to Jena, Louisiana for the Jena 6 incident. And then when I looked at the NAACP, President June Dillard, she sort of groomed me, prepared me to sort of take it to the next level. And so now we're trying to show the relevancy of the NAACP and how to get the young people back involved. So we got a lot of things that we're doing along that line.
Okay, now you have Zane here and Carmen. Zane is involved, the young man at 18, I think he graduated from Duval High School,
Yes.
Local young man, at only 18 years old, but he got his own company and all of that. And then we have Carmen here. She's one of those advisors of the youth, and that's what you need. You need someone that's doing positive things. People, the youth, they have to see someone, around their age that's doing it too, you know what I mean? Yeah. Talking about it is one thing, but advising is a tough job.
Well, Zane is the president of the Prince George's County Youth Chapter. We also have a junior youth for 13 and below, and they have their advisor who couldn't make the day, is Gail Bingleton. Carmen is for the 14 and up, and they're doing a lot of
14th and what?
14 and up.
And up. Okay.
And they're doing a lot of exciting things to grow the branch, and with the web pages and the Facebooks and the tweets. They're doing all that techie type of stuff, to try to bring people. But they will tell you more about what they're doing.
Okay, Zane, tell us about yourself. You graduated from Duval
Yes,
High School.
Graduated.
And how did you get involved with the NAACP?
Yes, I graduated from Duval High School last school term, and I got involved with the NAACP through Carmen Johnson, working with her foundation, the Katie Ava Foundation. And I met Mr. Bob Ross, and I worked my way into the NAACP, the organization.
What's the most important thing you think the NAACP gives you?
Not like only the NAACP, but the youth empowerment of the Youth Council and getting youth together and about raising awareness within communities and about, being a union and like growing strong and being leaders. Yeah.
Yes. And you have some kind of financial company there that you're dealing with. Tell us about that.
No, my company, I'm the president of the Katie Ava Foundation Youth Council. We do finances. But my personal company is called Marsha Van Gogh, LLC, and we teach the youth how to own their futures through grit and success. So pretty much we take followers and help them become leaders through motivational and educational tooling.
Great.
Yes.
Great. And you're working through the NAACP? Your
Yes.
organization?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Marshall
Mango
Unlimited.
LLC.
Right. Okay, Carmen, tell us, being an advisor, you know, is a tough job for anything. I don't care what you're doing. Tell us about it. How did you get involved? Give us your background.
I have a nonprofit already, and we mentor kids in Prince George's County on financial literacy. And I met Bob Ross probably about a year ago, and he wanted to know more about, my nonprofit. And then we started talking, and then he asked me would I mind being a youth advisor of the NAACP of Prince George's County. And I thought that that was a great job. And the reason why I think that it's a great thing to do is because the NAACP of Prince George's County allowed the youth to have a voice. And to me, that's very important.
It is very important because you are the future.
That's right.
And see, that's what all of us have to realize.
Right.
Is the young people are the future. And it's our job to give back. Just like Dr. Eugene Williams with the evolutionary elders and Bob here, is that we realize that, and we realize we can't take it with us. We have to do something. And that's what I always tell the evolutionary elders and the young people, is that you have to work together. And that's what the evolutionary elders is doing. They're working with the youth. And you're doing an outstanding job, with that, Bob. Bob, tell us, so you got a program coming up. Tell us about that. You gave me a flyer here.
We got one December.
December 6th?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's going to be at the Busboard and Port in Hyattsville. And it's a Christmas party along with another organization called Take Charge. One of the things that we do in the NAACP that's a little different, we try to promote other organizations and nonprofit. So when they came to us, we partner with them to put this event on. I say we partner with Katie Abel, and one of the things that, or Men's Aim Higher, one of the things that I've done differently with the executive committee is bring on nonprofits to be a part of our executive committee, and it creates a different age
So they
bracket.
feel they're part of the organization.
And they also become a tentacle to reach out into the community and then bring things to us. So that's how we have sort of different. So this event, is a fundraiser, and all the proceeds basically will go to the Take Charge organization.
You got a few politicians involved here. Huh?
Yeah. They
You can mention them. Give them a little credit.
Well, we got Justin Ross. I'm trying to remember. Will Campos is involved. Melanie Griffin is coming. Alexander, Yvonne Alexander. So it's really, it's not about politicians as we try to make our way into the community to bring folks in.
But actually, this is basically the youth council sponsoring it with the NAACP.
Well, the
right?
youth is part of it. It's the whole Prince George's NAACP organization, and so we try to, and it's a good fit.
Well, you have the 14-18 bracket for the council. How do you, if a young person want to get involved in the council, how do they do that?
They were contacted. They can call the office,
Or they can call Carmen.
or they can call Carmen and Zane. They can visit our our website, and they can pull the information and make the call. They can stop by the office. We're there just about every day. And then go online with the national NAACP and join also. So there's several ways to do it, and we're getting there because we haven't had the youth up and running for the last about 8 years.
Yes,
but
great.
they are. I'm excited. They are up and growing. They got a good president, a good vice president, and a good advisor who have patience and talent. Being an advisor is rough.
when Dr. Williams told me about NAACP and the drive, and that you are really pushing the involvement of the youth, and this is so very important. I can't overemphasize that. Is that they have to know. You'd be surprised. Some youngsters don't know what NAACP means.
And that's true.
And that's to me that's a crying shame. That
But-
means we're not doing our job.
And you hit it right on the head.
Because that is the backbone of the progress that all of us, that you owe to the NAACP, because they're the ones that made it possible for all of us to be here, the way that we are, and equality. But the thing that I was talking to Carmen and talking to Zane, I'm just so elated that they're in businesses, that they know that the economy is the key to success. That we have to get the youth thinking that way, is they have to get involved. And your group, and with I keep saying Dr. Williams, he and his wife is a teacher, and he's a professor himself. This is something that we want to do. And as far as Zane and Carmen, tell us some of the problems that you have in advising the youth. Most of the youth, all of us, but most of the youth, peer pressure is the greatest thing. Tell us, how do you deal with that?
Fortunately, I have a certain type of gift where the youth just gravitate to me, and they believe in me, and they trust me, and they see the light. That's why it's so important for me to be as totally honest with them as possible. And I think that that's what it is. Once they see me, then they understand that they want to come and be a part of whatever it is that I'm involved with. So I think that that's really good.
One of the things. Zane, what about you? The peer pressure. You belong in NAACP. Some of your friends say, "What's that?" Or, you have to support it. How do you do that? How do you get your friends interested in an organization that's so very important for your future?
Well, I tell them, about what we're trying to do and what, we're doing, as a community, and, try to tell them about leadership and teach them how to be leaders and not followers, because it's very important as we're leading the nation as, futuristic leaders of the, future. So I try to encourage them by that light.
You show them by example, right?
Right, exactly.
What field do you think is most important that youngsters should be gravitating to?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
exactly?
like computers or business or what?
Yeah, business is very important, especially working in corporate America, because most of, my peers this age, they're in college, so they're gravitating towards graduating and, being in business in corporate America. So it's very important to understand that and the
But you have
structures
to
of
prepare
it.
for that. You have to prepare yourself for moving into the corporate world. Is that
Right,
correct?
right.
They have to know that. That's why it's important, whether they're athlete or regular student, that they have to maintain a certain average. How do you get that over to your friends as far as education is concerned?
Well, pretty much, it's about owning your futures. That's what's most important, having
Yeah.
confidence, being leaders, and staying focused, because that's very, important, especially in education, because a lot of people, a lot of youth, they get sidetracked and they can miss their mark if they get sidetracked. So it's about staying focused and being responsible and, having a voice, pretty much.
Well, what do you think the youth should do in preparation and moving towards their goals? Everyone sets goals, that you want to obtain. Maybe yours is business. Maybe someone else could be athletics. It could be music. Could be anything. But how do you maintain that?
Maintain
Yeah,
by
the
keeping your
concentration
goal.
on and achieving those things.
I would say by staying focused, being very responsible, and
But as a young man, 18, peer pressure is the greatest thing. I went through it. Bob's going through
Yeah.
it, and you gravitate. You know, just like in my situation, my brother and I, they call us squares. You know, because we
Right.
smoke or drink. You know,
Yeah.
and the square brown brothers. You know what I mean? They don't want to do nothing. You know, but
Yeah.
how do you? That's to me. That's one of the things that you and your fellow youth have to really think about, because you still want to be accepted by your peer group, right?
Right.
And how do you get around that when they're telling you, hey, look, Zane, let's go down here and do this, or stay out here, or you know, they lose their goal.
Right.
I think the main thing is youth are more interested in success, and when they see a successful youth,
Young person.
that makes them gravitate to that successful youth. I
Right.
think that that's what the main thing is.
And that's the job that you're doing,
right.
with as advisor, right?
Right, and that's what I strive for. Zane and Deanna, our vice president of the youth board of NAACP, to be successful. You know, that's the main thing, because when you're talking about peer pressure,
Yes.
I think when those youth see another successful youth, it makes them go in that direction.
Like
If we
Zane
could, if we
there.
could just have
That's a
more
good example.
successful youth, then more will follow. You know, and our goal is also to push civic involvement, and also push the importance of being registered to vote, and knowing who their politicians are and what each politician do. Those are the things that we're trying to, you know, preach to the youth of Prince George's County and overall.
Right, because you have to get involved in the political system.
That's right.
Just like this affair, Bob, that you have politicians that's involved. And see, this is the thing that's important, that they get involved with the youth. And I think that's the purpose of having that, to have the delegates and the senators there, so the young people can, hey, put them on the spot, ask them questions. You know, why did you do this? Or we need such and such a thing in our neighborhood.
That's
your,
right.
your needs. Hey, don't, I always tell people, sit at home and don't get involved, and then they always complaining. You got to go to the civic meetings. You got to go to all the political meetings. When what happens is that when a zoning comes up in your area, okay, they're going to put some undesirable thing. You can't say, well, we don't want that. You got to go down, take time, and get involved.
And they are beginning to do that. And one thing that we're trying to do to get them to understand how the system works, the political structure. And that's why they made the trip to Wall Street
Yay, great.
2 weeks ago. They took a film crew up, and I think about 10 youth went up, because they want to understand what was the Occupy Wall Street event all about. What is the 99%? Then they want to come back and educate the youth here in the county. But I'll let them tell you a little more about that. Because
Tell us about Wall Street. My son just finished an internship down there, up there, in New York.
Well, we went about 2 weeks ago. We went as observers, and we interviewed a lot of people that was there that was protesting, and we just wanted to get an understanding of what was actually going on. I mean, me as an adult, I knew what was happening, but I wanted the youth to understand how did all of this begin and what happened.
And why?
Exactly. And it's very important to me that I convey back to the youth, what are you guys going to do for our future? How are you guys going to fix our future? So that's the main reason why we went to New York. And we will also be filming in D.C. Next week. The NAACP is doing a march for jobs.
What's the date?
What's the job?
December the 6th. Tuesday, December the 6th.
December 6th.
Yes, it's take back the capital.
Take back the capital. That's the word.
That's the word. That's the word. To take back. But literally, what it means is that we're worrying about jobs and supporting the administrative policies on jobs in this country. Because as you know, right now, regardless of what your educational background is, there's just not enough jobs going
You have 9 degrees, no job.
No job. And that's partially what the 99% was talking about in the Occupy Wall Street. So the NAACP and there's probably 100 different co-sponsors of this event. And actually they'll be arriving this weekend, and they'll be running right into the following weekend, where we're going to end up in New York. And then on Saturday, December the 10th, after the week-long rally in Washington, D.C., we have a Stand for Freedom in New York City, which will take place at 12 o'clock. Again, that's all about getting out the vote for 2012. The NAACP national theme this year is the NAACP affirming the American promise, recommitting to civic engagement at the local level, which is very important. So we're going to have this big push going on. We got training this Saturday, December the 3rd, regional training, and we actually will be writing the plan for the county on how to register people to vote, educating, and getting out the vote for 2012.
Right. Now, Zane, tell us when you have these meetings and where this council that you're president of.
Yes, we have meetings every fourth Saturday, and we have it at our office, the NAACP office.
And where is that?
That's located at 9201, what is it?
Basil Court?
Basil Court, Largo, Maryland.
Okay. And I mean, generally you start at 7 and is evening
it's
meeting?
from 12:30 roughly to, I want to say, to like 1:30. It should be like hour-long meetings, like an hour.
Okay. Now, what about volunteers? You can tell me what is the need for volunteers for the NAACP? What areas?
Well, we will be needing volunteers to help get the word out about young folks registering to vote. So we will be needing volunteers for that.
So you don't have to have any special talent. You can just come in and your website is at the end of the show there. And anyone that's interested in working with the NAACP first, and especially young people working with the council, getting the council involved with voter registration. Yeah. Now, Bob, tell me about, we're coming up 2012. It's going to be important that voter registration is done, especially with the youth. They're the ones that's going to be, whatever's going to be decided by whoever president, they're going to be the ones that are affected.
Well, in 2012, we our vote empowerment chair is Terry Williams, and we're in the process now of writing our voter registration procedure. For example, we will have 2 people that will be able to train people to register to vote. Our goal is to register this year 50,000 new voters. Okay. And everybody said, wow, that's an unrealistic number. But put in the right procedures and the right program, we can get it done. So it's a big demand, and this is where the youth is going to come in because the laws are slightly changed. You now can register youth at the age 16.
Right.
They can't vote, but they already register. So
they can register. See, a lot of young people don't know that. And, the parents are not telling them either, you see, and so they're just out there. Yeah. So your job is going to be tough. Yeah,
so the youth council will play a big part of that.
Yes.
And you said something about volunteers. Well, when we get up and running, the office will be running. We'll need volunteers to come in to do data input, to create a database. We'll need people to make phone calls for voter education. So there's some grunt work. And a lot of people don't like doing the grunt work, the hard work.
Right.
And the grunt work is what makes the organization.
That's true.
Okay. And so as we start recruiting volunteers, they're going to understand that this is work. This is a business. This is hard. It's registering people to vote is not easy. You're up in the morning. You at shopping malls. You at bus stops. You get all that. Then you have to collect the data and input the data and take it down to the voter registration people. Then you got to start figuring out, well, what are the issues? What are important to the people? So then you got to line that up. Then you start your series of phone calls. Then you can move into your GOTV. Yeah. Now, we're going to be smart. We're going to be using the website, Facebook, tweet. We probably will set up a special page
Yeah, but you got
for
to
that.
think in terms of donation too. Hey, look, you need money. You're a nonprofit organization. It's individuals that want to donate. If they don't have time to volunteer, these are things that you want to do. As far as the youth are concerned, I mean, they can donate too. A dollar or what, it doesn't make any difference. The idea is getting involved. And first of all, voter registration is the greatest weapon that an individual has. If he doesn't vote, then he has no right to complain about not getting a job, the streets not paying, building, environment, anything. And you have to participate. And the young people need to realize that what they enjoy now, their grandparents paid the price. You see, it didn't come easy. So what you have to do is to make sure in this organization, the reason I told Dr. Eugene Williams, I said now, the emphasis was NAACP, but the thing that really got me going is youth council is involved because that's the future. We have to make sure that the youth are educated to the point that they can question the politicians. You have politicians that will be, they will know what the problems are. They will know you can challenge a politician. You say, well, that's no good for me. Say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the idea is that you have to get involved, and the youth, that's the backbone.
And if you follow any historical revolution or change in the world, it was at the back of the youth.
Right,
South
right.
Africa,
That's it. Well, what's
China,
happening? A good example.
Europe, right now,
Right,
same way.
right.
The
What's
9/11.
happening now in
So
Europe,
it's the
all
youth.
over the world?
It's the youth.
Who has turned the world around? The youth, all over. Didn't make any difference what color they were. All over the world, the youth are the ones that are demanding equality. They're demanding jobs. See, and as far as I'm concerned, when we don't educate the youth, we fail our job, no matter who we are, how much money we have. If we not involved in the youth movement, some kind of youth movement. So I'm asking everyone out there, get involved with the NAACP and the Youth Council. They are number one. This is your future. I want everybody out there to join the NAACP. I mean, find out. Get your youngster involved in it. Isn't that right, Zane?
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to really thank you all for being here. And this message at this holiday time is very important. And like I say, I'm proud of the youth advisors, because this is the future. There is no future unless the youth are involved in it. And once again, this has been A. Brown. Have a nice holiday. See you next time.